Darryl, your message today is pretty much counterintuitive to everything we've been taught as far as achieving the American dream. How do we as Christians move from being financially responsible, things like taking care of our family, planning for retirement, those sorts of things, to giving and sharing the way Jesus instructed us to do?
See, it comes down to the fact that we talked about, God loves people and He gave us things to be able to love people with. And again, like I said, we've got it turned around. We tend to love the things and use the people. The issue of stewardship is not to be irresponsible, but rather to be just the opposite. It's to understand the purpose of everything we have is to invest into other people so that we can be responsible. And the greatest responsibility is to invest in other people that they will give praise and worship to God. Well, like I said, what God gives you, some of it's bread and some of it's seed. The bread is given to you, and you identify the bread by having a budget. You sit down and you look at what is it you need to protect your family, insurance, tuition for your children in the future. In other words, all the things it would take for you to love your wife, to love your children, to love your family, to honor your father and mother, all the things you would do as an act of obedience to honor God, that you put into the budget, and that's your bread, and you thank God for it. Now, as far as don't worry about the percentage or how much is seed. It may only be just a few seeds at first, but the issue is faithfulness. You take whatever seed God gives you and you begin to be faithful with that. And then again, as I said, you acknowledge that what you have is from the hand of God. He will shalat you, remember, empower you to extract enjoyment from what you have, so you don't need any more. That frees you up to be able to go ahead and invest whatever seed you have. Maybe it's only 1% at the beginning of what you make. But the fact is, God's promise is that when He can trust you, He'll increase that seed. It's not a time for you to keep increasing your budget for food. The problem is when we should be eating bread and we're eating seed with our bread. When we can be trusted by God that He will increase the seed, that we can go ahead and be generous to those even outside our family and to those who are really in need. This is stewardship. It's a process. It's maturity. It's becoming a disciple of Jesus Christ.
Thank you, Darryl.